Hi, I'm Nicole and I have a degree in environmental studies and economics, and we are on Vlogmas day 20 as well as part 3 of our mini series on reducing your waste. If you like content about sustainable living, veganism, and minimalism, then please consider hitting the red subscribe button. So part 3 today is going to be all about getting creative and reusing stuff rather than throwing it away. If you missed parts 1 and 2, I will go ahead and link them in the cards above so that you can catch up. They don't necessarily have to be watched in a specific order, but I just want to make sure that they're available for you. So what do I mean by getting creative rather than throwing stuff away? Well, the fact is that in nature, everything is really like a closed loop system. Things are constantly reused and decomposed and then allow for new life to come through, and the cycle sort of continues and nourishes each other. Humans are the ones who have disrupted this process and created essentially a system that results in a lot of waste. And so a lot of times by looking at what nature does, we can get a lot of clues on how to be more sustainable in our own lives and how we can actually start living more in unison with nature rather than pushing against it. And oftentimes this not only leads to doing what's best for the planet, but also what's best for our health and for the animals and just for overall everything around us. So the first thing is that you can start composting. So taking the food scraps that you have at your house and putting that into a compost pile that then is able to decompose and create soil. This not only then creates this beautiful, nutritious soil that you can use to grow your own food that is completely zero waste, it will also stop you from having to buy soil because you will already have some available that was created from food that you previously ate or that you couldn't finish. I actually have a whole video on composting, so I'll link it right here if you want to watch that. Once we sort of begin to understand the power of composting, we can then see how we can extend the life of different things that we have in our house. For example, if you are still getting junk mail, you're unable to make it stop, rather than just throwing it directly in the trash, see how you can find another use for that item. So something that you can do, for example, is taking the junk mail or the junk mail envelopes and using it to pick up and throw away your dog's waste. That stops you from needing to use a brand new poop bag, and rather you're using something that would have already been thrown away. It's not a perfect system, but it is better than just throwing both of those things away. Another thing you can do is keep jars and containers that you have gotten from previous purchases and use them in new and innovative ways. So earlier in the series, we talked about buying in bulk and saving things like pasta jars and nut butter jars and stuff like that is a really great way to have containers when you go buy in bulk. So make sure you're saving those containers and weighing them before you go to the grocery store so that you have a container at the bulk store, and this can then be continuously reused and saved over and over again until it breaks. Another thing you can do is save packages. So any boxes that you get from things you ordered in, save those packages. You can collapse them and store them, and then whenever you need to mail something, just reuse a box that you've already set aside. Again, this isn't a perfect system, but it just allows the life of something to continue so that you don't have to pull something new from the environment. And one of my favorite things to do is to take something that would have otherwise been trash and turn it into art instead. For example, if you have a plate that broke, rather than just throwing that in the trash, use it to make a mosaic and then give it as a gift or create a wall decoration out of it. If you have an old calendar, you can trim and cut those images and make a collage or build layers on top of some of your other artwork. If you have an empty container, such as an Altoid box, you can cover it in pretty paper and create a little kit to carry with you. You can give that as a gift to your friends. You can make like a travel sewing kit or a first aid kit or like a little travel altar. The possibilities are really endless, and it brings a lot of joy to the people who you gift it to. If you have some old wine bottles or other kinds of bottles that would not necessarily be useful for buying things in bulk, then you can turn them into incense holders. Or you can make a wish jar or a memory jar for your year. You can also paint them and decorate them in order to make a beautiful vase for your home. You can take t-shirts that are stained or ripped and cut them up in order to make your own reusable bags or dog toys. There's so much you can do with things that you would normally throw away. It just requires a little bit of creativity and sometimes maybe a quick Google search. So rather than being in the mindset of just throwing things away, try to get in the mindset of how can I turn this into something that I need or something that would be useful to me. So that's going to be it for this series on reducing your waste. I hope that you found something useful, and if you did, let me know down below. What's your favorite way to upcycle items that would otherwise be in the trash? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 21. Bye!